So we got one. Not the intended species though. The old tench. Taking off the margin rod. Just heard tick, 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 tick on the spool. And that little monkey was attached to it. Time to get that rod back out. Just under an hour left. Well, that's certainly got the old heart ticking. Obviously, as well as the spool on the reel. I wasn't expecting that, but I kind of knew it was a tench from the minute I picked it up, to be quite honest with you. Just tap, tap, tapping away. But yeah, it's nice to know that the rig and the hook bait had done the business at least. That was on a little sort of PVA bag, walnut sized PVA bag. Just sort of the hook penetrated through the tag end, wrapped around the shank of the hook, and then just nicks back onto the hook point just to stop the hook bait from wrapping itself around. Slip D rig, all-time favourite rig for sort of bottom bait snowmans, wafters, and then one of me crunchy coated creamino balanced bottom baits, so essentially wafters. Now I've got a video on my channel that I recently uploaded that shows you how to basically put these together with a few different ingredients. But yeah, they're just pretty much like cured, coated, skinned sort of wafters really, that have taken on a bit of liquid and some powder, which will allow sort of like those coatings to just break down when they're out on the lake bed and just leaking off the liquids that I've put into the wafters as well. So yeah, if you're looking at a nice little ledge, I've been using these sort of coated wafters for a number of years now. I just feel like they just allow the fish to be drawn into your hook bait a little bit quicker and a little bit sooner than sort of any standard bottom bait, etc. that's just sort of laying out on the lake bed. Just gives your hook bait a little bit more pulling power than say your freebies as well. So certainly done that. Like I say, in an hour I've nicked a bite, albeit but a tench. It was yeah, you never know, it could be something bigger next time. So got around 45 minutes left, I reckon. Let's see if anything else happens. So, right hander off again, but another tench. Unlucky, but still, as I mentioned, it was nice to hear the spool spinning, at least the rigs working absolutely bang on. Both these tench were nailed, mate, and I mean nailed. But thanks anyway, mate. Time to have this other rod in, get myself off home for tea. For about all of 5 minutes, underarm the rods out, and gonna bag myself another tench. Not really what I wanted, literally 30 seconds after the rod being out, but it seems like it's all starting to wake up. Numerous shows all over the lake. Does look encouraging for a bite or two. Not only that, it feels good as well. Good morning. Well, it's Saturday morning, week 10, and what will be the final week of my winter mini campaign over on the club ticket. Now, as I mentioned, it's Saturday morning, literally just made a brew. The rods have been out sort of half an hour or so, and I've already had a tench on the right hand spot. Now, as you would have seen to the intro of this video, I've done Thursday and Friday after work, and also had 3 tench off this spot. And based on what I've seen this morning and last night, just before sort of packing up, the lake is really starting to come alive. The fish are starting to wake up. Like I say, the tench are well active. You know, I've had 4 tench now over the last couple of days, and obviously first thing this morning, and they are ravenous, it seems. Not only that, I've seen multiple shows this morning, a couple of different areas of fizzing up, and it certainly seems like things are starting to come alive below the surface, which is, you know, exactly what I want really going into this final week, to try and nab myself that winter whacker, that one biggie that I've been chasing for the last 10 weeks. So I've just made a brew. The rods are out. I'll keep you updated through the day. There wasn't really any sort of filler content, any sort of content prior to me getting the rods out, because like I say, based on what I've seen this morning, and obviously having to redo a rod because the tench has snaffled my rig, I've kind of just been getting that out pronto really. So I'll keep you up to date through the day with any happenings, but a full day at my disposal, and the banks are really quiet, so let's keep everything crossed. I can try and nick myself a fish today. It seems like pretty much everything has just gone quiet. See, no more shows, no more fizzers, and even the tench have stopped pestering me. And it just seems like the life has sort of disappeared out in front of me. The wind has picked up, which is definitely on the chilly side, and I'm just not feeling it. So I've been round, had a little sort of look in a swim that I've been sprinkling a little bit of bait in over the past week, and I think we're going to go and drop a couple of rods in close on in the margins, sit right back and give it a go for a few hours unless I see anything else materialise. So pretty much everything is packed in the car. Just got to grab the rods and the bank sticks, get myself off round there, see if we can make something happen. Right, so I'm rounding the swim that I'm going to drop a couple of rods into. Now I've been sprinkling a bit of bait into this area for sort of like the last week or so. Thursday and Friday I trickled a little bit of bait in, and it just feels right. It's really calm, really peaceful round here. It feels sort of like 10 degrees warmer, out the way of that breeze that was kind of blowing in down to where I was originally. And I don't know, it just feels like somewhere that's kind of the fish could be holding up in, and just sort of creeping up and down this sort of unfished margin. There's sort of plenty of trees just dotted, like trees and sort of marginal snags just dotted up and down this margin. And I don't know, it just feels right. And like I say, I have been trickling a little bit of bait in, so I've just put a very light spraying of pellet just down on the two areas that I'm going to drop a rod, and I'm just basically sorting out my bank sticks. So I'm going to need one front stick and one back stick, just because I don't really I'm going to split the rods, and I don't really fancy not having a back sort of butt rest to fix the rod into. So these Witchwood double-decker bars are absolutely ideal, because you only need to carry like a buzz bar in this double-decker bar, and it allows you to obviously split them into two separate, so your buzz bar setup and then single bank stick setups, so you can get two types of sort of setup out of just having these one set of sticks. So as you can see, I've got a alarm section, and I've got the butt grip section. So all I need to do is essentially just unscrew that top one, take that out. I've got a nice little skinny one that I can get in this ground, nice and easy. I've got the thicker butt end section, which I can take off one of me butt rests, just screw that directly into the top. So there we go, so I've got a butt rest section, lovely jubbly, job done. That one's also obviously extendable, it's just got the adjuster bit at the bottom. So that's that one sorted, job done. And then it's just a case of screwing in an alarm and the indicator into the skinny top section. Whoop. Like so. Get that one screwed on. And I've got another butt rest and front alarm section out of the one set of sticks, so I'm going to go and get these quietly pushed into the ground, get them sort of set, and then I can just get the rods rigged up, lower them down, sit back, and hopefully let something happen. To around that sort of time where yesterday it all started kicking off, but I don't know, again a bit like last weekend, it's just gone flat, just gone quiet, there's no life, and unlike sort of last night and this morning, yeah, I don't know, there's a chill in the air. Even though it says on the weather that it's around sort of 11-12 degrees and I'm on the back of the wind, even though the wind is not really a wind, it's a very slight breeze, but there's a chill in the air, and I don't know if it's just taking the edge off it, but it was around this time yesterday that they started kicking off really, but like I say, it feels completely different to yesterday, conditions wise, just temperatures, everything really. Yesterday when I turned up it was flat calm. It was really sort of mild, there's a slight drizzle in the air, and yeah, it just felt right. But yeah, since like, you know, early to mid-morning, that breeze is just, like I say, it started up and it's just kind of killed it off really. I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same. And I've not seen anything either. I've had sort of no indications of any signs of fish sort of anywhere really. So it looks like I'm just going to sort of draw these next couple of hours out, hoping to see a fish and just stick something on his head. That's all I've got to go by really. Like I say, I've got nothing else really to even remotely like feed back to you that's happened. Yeah, it's just turned lifeless, but we'll stick at it, see the rest of the day out, see where we get on from there. Really nice conditions coming in this week. A change of wind direction to some southwesterlies with some better temperatures, some unsettled weather, which yeah, may just sort of whip them up a bit, get them on a feeding frenzy, get them sort of mooching around for some bait. So I'm going to try and make the most of getting out at every opportunity and maximise my own chances, like I say, of trying to put a bigger fish than a tench on the mat. So that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. Like I say, the rods are out, I'm going to kick back, soak up this sunshine, and I'll keep you updated through the week as to any happenings. Well, Thursday evening. Been down here sort of an hour already. Wasted no time in getting the rods out. Now, you recognise this swim. I've done one or two sort of day sessions or part sessions in this one before. Earlier on, it's beautiful and sunny. As I got here, there was at least a dozen fish up in the shallows, and the usual swim that I'm in was taken by another angler. But for the sake of seeing, like I say, a good dozen or so fish up in this sort of out of bounds / shallow area, it was a kind of a no-brainer really to drop into it and chuck a couple of rods out to the clean area that I know of. So that's exactly what I've done. Not actually seen anything other than, like I say, the fish that are congregated in that area. I'm just hoping as the sort of evening and that sun starts to disappear like it is starting to at the moment, a lot more clouds sort of making its way over, just hoping that maybe the fish will follow it and kind of just move out as the evening really draws on, to be fair. A bit like I do when I've dropped in here on previous occasions when I've seen fish up in that shallow area. So yeah, a couple of rods went out, just going to sit on them for a couple of hours and see if anything happens. So it's Friday around 5 PM and the end of another working week. Back out on the bank, as you can imagine, milking every minute before my final session tomorrow, which will be Saturday, and a full day at my disposal. So like I said, I've been down here for an hour or so already. Flicked the rods out. I've got one in the margin where I've had those numerous tench from, and then the left hander just kind of flicked it out 15-20 yards, not very far at all. And I've already seen sort of 2 slicks come up. Now we've got sort of between 35 and 40 mile an hour winds today, and as you can see, that wind is absolutely hacking down this end. Now the 2 slicks that I saw was enough to sort of kill the surface off flat. So I'm wondering if 1 or 2 fish might just be down there mooching around. I put around sort of 10 baits out just in a catapult without the seagulls noticing me, so I managed to get, like I say, 10 freebies down there, and I've just flicked a hinge stiff rig out there with a nice juicy pineapple howl pop up on top. So yeah, like I say, handful of boilies with that one important nice juicy yellow one sat amongst it, just hoping that like I say, 1 or 2 fish might just be down this end of the lake on this wind. But got about an hour or so left of tonight's session, and then, like I say, I will be coming back down for the final sort of, my final efforts at trying to put that one big fish on the mat. So I'm just gonna, like I say, keep my eyes on the water for the rest of the hour that I've got remaining. And yeah, like I say, if anything happens, then I'll get the camera back out. But if not, then it'll be tomorrow. We'll go again. So yeah, fingers crossed that something happens. Well, good morning. It's Saturday and the last day of the winter mini campaign. Now, as you can see by the sky above me, it is a beautiful morning. So I've got down the lake, it's around 7:30, and I've ditched my normal glasses for some Polaroids, got both my hoods up, got a hat on, and I'm just going to whack these on and have a look in the shallow area. Now admittedly I can't actually fish this area, but it'll give me a good indication if there's any fish sort of moving in and out of this sort of outer bounds area that's roped off, that I would have, you know, fished to numerous times from that first swim. So like I say, this morning it was absolutely beautiful. It's fresh, don't get me wrong, it said 1 degree on the car, but it's absolutely stunning. Now if like this lake, it has sort of shallow areas across most of the corners, it's well worth going to have a little mooch when the first spring rays are beaming down onto it. So it's well worth, like I say, just making sure you've got a cap, a hoodie and your glasses, and just block off any light that you can from sort of getting underneath and in and around your glasses, and that'll give you really good visibility to be able to look down into those shallow areas and see if there's any fish making the most of, like I say, those first morning rays. So I've not actually seen anything myself yet, but like I say, it is only 7:30. That sun is meant to be with us through the next sort of couple of hours at least. So 1 or 2 may just make the most of this shallow area and get some of that warmth on their backs. But yeah, it seems to be devoid of any life at the moment. But like I say, they may just be creeping up creeping up this margin, making their, I know they always seem to be congregated down on this corner, so they may well just be making their way down and venturing, like I say, as this sunshine starts to make its way up. But yeah, just with the glasses, I don't know if you'll really be able to tell that well, it does really make a difference once your eyes are focused. You know, these aren't any expensive ones by any means. These are like 15-20 quid Fortis ones, but I tell you what, they really do make a difference once your eyes are focused. You can easily see 6-8 foot down. And yeah, I've used these all the way around the lake in different areas, and yeah, I've been able to see the bottom crystal clear. So I'm just going to have a little mooch up and down this margin. It's like I say, seeing this first bit of warmth, and decide what I want to do for the morning, at least until conditions change, or I see something that's worth chucking a rod to. So I'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Well, that is both the rods out then. Put the rod over to my usual spot, and that went down nice. Just fishing a hinge stiff on that one, pink pop up, and literally about 10 baits just scattered in and around the area before the seagull squawked and started trying to dive on me. So that one's gone out. The other one, the right hander, is a zig, about 7 foot, just over to the back of the wind, flat area, just in case 1 or 2 are sort of up in the water a little bit, just because, as you can see, that sun is still out. What's the time? So it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, the rods have been out sort of nearly an hour or so, and I've yet to see anything. There is only me and 2 others on. I think everyone is just holding out for next week and being able to do those overnight sessions again. What I'm going to do is, because the sun's out at the moment, I'll just chuck the mat down there. I'm going to just sit down there on the mat in the sun, and it gives me the perfect visibility. I'm literally right next to me rods, and it gives me the visibility of 3/4 of the lake, just in case I need to react to anything. But at the moment, I'm just going to stay put whilst this sun's out. Just going to stay put in this area. I feel like it'll be the best chance of a bite, if anywhere. But yeah, just sitting down here, watching over the water, like I say, gives me the best chance of being able to see anything and react to it. So I've got just under 9 hours left. And like I say, it's my last session, so I really do need to make the most of it if I see anything anywhere else. So I'm going to just sit myself down there, keep my eyes peeled, and keep absolutely everything crossed that there's just one chance of a bite today. Oh, we've got a unit in the net. Absolute chunk. Oh my god, I'm buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Literally, I think half of South Surney might just heard me. Oh my god. I was shaking the minute that I got the bite. Generally thought it was going to be a bird. And we've got an absolute unit sulking in the net. Oh my god, buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Cannot believe it. And that is why I've put the last 10 weeks of effort into this place. For one moment like this. It's taken one bite over 10 weeks. And I've got my hands on the reward. I cannot express to you how happy I am inside. Literally full of emotion right now. But that is exactly what lurks in the depths of this lake. I cannot believe it. It's taken 10 weeks to get my hands on one of the prizes. But my god, I am so happy. Look at him. Absolute unit. Oh, I'm buzzing. Let's reel off some snaps. Ready to get back to his watery home. Oh, what a mega result. I don't even know what the time is, and you know what? There could quite well be the chance of another bite. Look at it. Bye bye, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you. You have just made the 10 weeks oh so sweet.